boys and girls, it's Miss Davis, and today we're going to be learning all about word problems. So we're going to be learning about some strategies to solve word problems, and we're going to have to be doing some adding and subtracting. So these are some steps to solving a word problem. So the first thing when we see a word problem is we need to figure out how to understand what's going on in the problem. So the first step to that is to just read the problem and just read the whole thing through and make sure we know what's going on. When we read the problem, we're going to start thinking about what am I looking for and what do I know. So try to think about what the question's asking you and then think what do you know to help solve the question. So next thing we're going to do is we are going to plan. So we're going to be choosing a strategy that we're going to use to help us solve our problem. And we're also going to be figuring out if we are adding or subtracting. Next, we're going to be solving. So we're going to have to show our work and label our answers, and we're going to solve the problem. Then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to check, because it's always important to check your answer to make sure that it makes sense. And you can explain why you check, and you can explain why you did each thing. So when we check, we have to make sure that our answer is reasonable, and that just means that it makes sense. All right, so I'm going to be drawing up here, and the first strategy that we're going to talk about is drawing a picture. So that's a great strategy that we can use to solve problems, and it really can help us visualize what's going on so we can make sure that our answer makes sense. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to read the problem together. So, Anne ate 5 apples. Then she ate 3 more. How many apples did she eat in all? So, we have to think about first, what is the question asking us? So it's asking us how many apples did she eat in all? So, next we have to think, do you think we're subtracting or are we adding? Because she ate 5 apples, and then it says she ate 3 more, and it wants to know how many apples she ate altogether. So we know that we're adding, because it's how many she ate all together. So we're going to draw a picture to help us solve this problem. So first I'm going to draw the first thing that happened. It says Anne ate 5 apples. So I'm going to draw 5 apples up here. Make sure I count right. That's 4, 5. Then she ate 3 more. So I'm going to draw 3 more apples. So 1, 2, 3. Then it's asking me how many apples did she eat in all. And we already decided that we're adding together because I drew more apples. So next we can count and figure out how many apples she ate all together. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we know she ate 8 apples, and we checked our answer by counting and making sure that it made sense. So we know that our answer is 8. I'm going to write an 8 there. Now we need to write a number sentence to go with this. So we started out with 5, and then we added 3 more. So I'm going to do 5 plus 3, and our answer was 8. So that would be our number sentence that goes with it. All right, let's go to the next slide. All right, we're going to do one more, drawing a picture strategy. So remember, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to read the problem. So this one says, one sunny day, 10 bees were buzzing around. They got too hot, so 2 of them took a nap. How many bees were still buzzing around? So first thing we need to think about is, are we adding or are we subtracting? So remember, we had 10 bees buzzing around at first, and then 2 of them, they got so hot and they had to take a nap. So they are not buzzing around anymore because they're taking a nap. So how many bees are still buzzing around? Since we're taking some away who are not buzzing around anymore, we know that we're subtracting. Okay? So we're going to draw a picture to show this one. So first, we're going to read the first sentence and make sure we draw everything. So we had 10 bees buzzing around to start. So I'm going to draw 10 bees. I'm just going to do their body. Okay, so now I have drawn my 10 bees. So it says that I had 10 bees that were buzzing around, and I have my 10 bees that are buzzing around. And then 2 of them got so hot they had to take a nap. So we know that we are subtracting because we're taking some away. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cross 2 of them out. So I'm going to say this bee went and took a nap, and this bee went and took a nap. So I crossed out this one and this one. So I had 10, and then I crossed out 2, and the question is asking me how many bees were still buzzing around. So I can figure out the answer to the question by counting how many bees are not crossed off. So let's count together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 bees that are not crossed off. And I'm going to write my number sentence to go with this problem. So I started out with 10, and then I was subtracting. So I'm going to do a minus sign, and then I subtracted 2, and now I have 8. So I showed with this problem 10 minus 2 equals 8. Alright, so now we're going to talk about how we can use a 10 frame to solve an addition or subtraction problem. So first I'm going to read the word problem, the whole thing. Alright, Robert was playing with his toy cars. He had 8 toy cars, but then he lost 6 of them under the table. How many cars does Robert still have? So we have to think about what the question is asking us, and it's asking us how many cars does Robert still have. So we know that he had 8 toy cars, and then he lost 6 of them. So I'm going to start by drawing his 8 toy cars that he had at the beginning, and I'm just going to draw circles to show them, okay, in our 10 frame. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these 8 circles show the 8 toy cars that he had in the beginning. Then he lost 6 of them. So we need to stop and think, are we adding some more cars, or are we taking some away because he lost them? So we would be taking them away, so we're subtracting. So since I know that I'm subtracting, I would be taking away 6 of the cars because he lost 6 of them. So I'm going to be taking away 6, and remember, a great strategy to use when you're taking away in any kind of picture is you can cross them off. So I'm going to cross off this one. He lost that car. I'm going to cross off this one. Lost that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's always a good idea to check yourself and make sure you drew the right number. So I'm going to go back and check and make sure I drew 8 cars to begin with. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to make sure that I crossed off 6 of them because he lost 6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I drew 8 to begin with, and I crossed off 6. And the question is asking me, how many cars does Robert still have? So I can see that I have 2 circles that are not crossed off, so I know that he has 2 cars left. So now I'm going to write the subtraction problem, the number sentence that goes with this problem at the bottom. So I started with 8, then I took away, so I'm going to do a minus. I'm going to take away 6, and now it is equal to 2 because I have 2 left over. Now we're going to talk about how we can use a number line to solve addition and subtraction problems. So let's read the problem and figure out what is going on first. There were 13 boys on the playground. 4 girls came to play with them. How many kids are on the playground now? Okay, so first we're going to figure out if we're adding or if we're subtracting. So we had 13 boys that were playing on the playground, and then four girls came to play with them. And the question is asking us how many kids are on the playground now. So we have the boys and the girls playing on the playground together. So we would be adding them together, the two numbers, to see how many are on the playground now all together. So the first thing we're going to do to solve the problem using the number line is I'm going to find the number that we're starting with. So it first tells us that there were 13 boys on the playground. So I'm going to find 13, and I'm going to do a circle where 13 is, okay? Did a circle right here. Now I know that we're adding more. We have 4 more girls that come to play with them. So I'm going to use my number line, and I'm going to go this direction because this would be adding more. I'm going towards bigger numbers, and this would be taking away. So I'm going to take on the number line, you can do like a bunny hop, and you can bunny hop your way all the way to the next number that you need to get to. So I have to add 4. So I'm going to take my pen, and I'm going to bunny hop 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So make sure, I'm going to go back and check and make sure that I start at the right number. I started at 13, and then I'm going to bunny hop 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then I ended up at 17. Okay? So make sure that when you bunny hop, you go the right direction. Because if you're adding, you'd be going to bigger numbers, you're going this direction. And if you're subtracting, you'd be going this direction. So we were adding. So now we're going to write our number sentence that goes with this. So we have 13. We started with 13. And now we're going to add 4. Because we added 4. There was 13 boys, and we're adding 4 girls. And then we got to 17. So that was a little bit of a trickier one because that had some bigger numbers in it. So really good job, guys. All right, and then we're going to do one more. So this one is another number line one. So we're going to read the whole thing and then figure out what we are trying to do with the problem. While eating watermelon, I saw 18 seeds. I picked 12 of them out. How many seeds are left? So I was eating watermelon, and I saw 18 seeds in my watermelon, and then I picked 12 of them out, and I want to know how many are left over. So since I'm taking 12 away, we would be subtracting, okay? So I am going to start at the number 18 like I did last time because that's the number we're starting with. But this time I'm subtracting, so I'm going to be bunny hopping backwards to smaller numbers, okay? So I'm going to start with 18. I'm going to start with 18. I circled it right there. And then I'm going to be bunny hopping backwards. And I'm going to bunny hop backwards 12 spaces because I'm taking 12 seeds out. So let's count together. Ready? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? I ended up at 6. So I could even go back and make sure that I counted the right number when I was subtracting. I could go back and make sure that I did 12 spaces. So let's check. We make sure that we started at 18 and we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, we did it right. So this one, we're going to write the number sentence to go with it. So we started out at 18, and then we took away, because we went backwards, we took away 12, and we ended up at 6. Awesome. All right, thanks everybody for joining me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.